Alright. Blasted. Get the wood out of here if you want to weld on wood. Welding on wood's bad. It's flammable. Okay, I went ahead and blasted this whole area on the outside. And I blasted the area over here. See, I don't see any cracking anymore. A little bit of something right there, a little porosity or something maybe, but it's pretty thick through there, so I'm not sure what that is. We'll find out when we weld on it. There's also another crack right here, so I'm sure that'll open up when I start welding. So right now I'm going to weld this area right through here up, and then that'll be it. Go from there. So I got for peening hammers, I got a regular ball peen, and then for smaller areas I got this thing here, which has a little small pit on it. Go like that. And there's a bunch of peen marks all over the place. I don't like this one too much. I like the bigger one. But like I said, you gotta be careful about breaking stuff. I don't think I'm going to have to use that here, but if we come into cracking problems, we will be using that. Alright, so that's how we do all that. So, if I don't put some leathers on, I'm going to get sunburnt real bad. So, we'll be doing some leathers. That'd be these things. These are called leathers because they're made out of leather. So, you get sunburn in your chest too, goes right through the shirt, the UV. If it's too thick, too much welding, too many amps. So I've been known to do that. But, this keeps your arms from getting burnt. I do get burnt a lot up under my neck, a lot of times up under here from the light. Looks like I got a disease going on or something because the light reflects up and gets you. Oh well, the way it goes. Okay, I am going to break out a new pair of gloves. If I can find them. There we go. Look at that, nice, almost brand new pair. I burned them up pretty good the other day, so see the big burn mark there? And I melted it into my fingernail off in the front of my finger right there, got a little warm. Because my glove had a hole in it. Might have resembled that one right there. Pretty sure it does. So I like getting my full dollars out of these gloves. Alright, so we're going to start with another new pair to me here. So these are Kevlar, cut resistant. They work pretty good for TIG welding, not too good for wire feed. The sparks go right through them, burn holes through them. I can actually pick up 600-degree temperature with these. Not hold them for very long, but you can pick them up and move them around. And they're nice and thin, so you can pick up real thin stuff. So, you know, you can pick up stuff like this. It's really thin. See how small that is? You can pick up small stuff. So pick up a piece of welding rod. So you can pick up stuff with welding rod, no problem. Try doing that with a big pair of heavy gloves. And heavy gloves still burn you too, so don't fool you. Okay, so these are my welding gloves. Those little skinny ass wire feed gloves they have are made out of leather. They burn right through them. These are a lot better. These are hard to get nowadays though. These from my welding shop. They quit selling them. Okay, so crank this sucker up about 330 amps. Foot pedal. So I use 1/8 inch tungsten, pure tungsten. I do not like having my tip out. I have never figured out how to weld with the tip out yet. So I always keep my tip inside there so I burn my cups up real bad. That's how I like doing it. I can run right along the edge here and I use the cup as a guide and I can lay it right in there nice and close. As long as I don't stick the rod in there too many times, which I always do all the time, that's why it's covered with aluminum. It works. The disadvantage is I burn up a lot of tungsten. It vaporizes. Oh well. That's why I buy a lot of tungsten. Okay, so It'd be best to hold it at the gravity where it's helping you fill the weld up. So we need some way of holding this thing that's going to be good. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to use the vise here. It should be a pretty fine vise jaws here, but I haven't used it in quite a while, so I'm going to find out how fine they really are. So I'm going to go get me a honing stone. This is a honing stone. So you hone with this and make sure there's no sharp edges on anything. If there's any sharp edge, you can hear it instantly and feel it. Feels pretty smooth. Okay, it's good to me. I don't like holding cases and vices at all, but in this case, for this angle, that's what I need to do. Before you clamp down on it, make sure that you're not binding on anything. Don't get too carried away on the clamping, just enough to hold it. So now the crank, we got good access to our crack. This would be a good time to grind it too. It's being held in. So like I said, you got to be careful how you hold it. Make sure on the flat surfaces. You don't want to screw up those case surfaces. Those are gasket sealing surfaces. You definitely don't want to be using those serrated vise jaws. These are nice and steel smooth ones. Okay, so I'm going to try to weld this up. So it's a little bit angled like this right now, so you could do a little bit better job than that, maybe. Get back out of my way a little bit. Something on the back side. Okay, that explains it. Make sure it won't move. Looks pretty good. A better angle. Alright. So now I got to determine what welding rod I want to use. So I'm going to make a guess right now. Be welding from this side, so it'll be a better view over here. I'm not sure how much this stuff really comes through in video, but we'll see. More than likely, I'm probably going to be blocking your view, so yeah, I guarantee I'll be blocking the view. Over here is going to be the better view. Right there. So I'm going to try to weld this in here. So it's real thick right here and it gets thin over here, so I'm going to weld it right here first and we'll work our way to the center point. So let me see. I think I'm just going to use the regular hard rod. But this is the good stuff right here if I need to weld it. Use that. A piece of hard rod up here. So you keep your rod up here and just grab it. So I can just reach up here in my hand and grab a new piece of rod. I know where it's at. A lot of times I lay it down here on the table. It's a lot easier to get to. Right down here, like that. Nothing reach so far. So we'll pull out two pieces. I got access to that one if I need it, and the other one's up here, so I know where it's at. Okay, so now we're going to have to go ahead and preheat the case up, put some temp into it. Everything's cold in here, so not good welding condition when everything's cold. So get rid of that coldness when you put some heat into it. You got ventilation when you weld aluminum, so we open the door up over here to get some air in here. Welding aluminum does put fumes that are supposed to be bad for your health. I haven't noticed yet, except I can't breathe or cough a lot. Should have nothing to do with it though. All right. Torch moving around, don't stay in one area. Things expand out here more than here, so heat on the outside, so it expands a little bit, split across the that'd be a bad thing. So always heat the outside of the case first, not the inside. Especially on the lifter block areas and cylinder decks, make sure they're hot. If you get too much stress, they will break right through this real quick. It really makes your day bad when that happens. Cracks will open up and start eating. Oil's bubbling out of the case right there. That's porosity. The hole. You're starting to get some heat in the case. It'll heat up about 400 to 500 degrees. The oil's not burned off yet, so I know it's not that hot. It'll burn you if you touch it. Not hot enough yet, but I'm showing you what's going on here. So you got porosity right in here. Look how much oil's over here though. And up over here, there's like a crack line right there, but whether it's a crack or porosity, who knows? There might be a crack through there. It was going this direction. So you got a little oil coming out of there, it's porosity. There's oil inside of here, it's porosity. This whole thing just started getting really wet through here, so there's somewhere in there's holes. You got these little pecker marks in there, those are holes there, porosity holes. And see, there's that hole we saw right there. You can see how it's opening up to be porosity. It's got oil coming out of it. The crack over here hasn't opened up anymore, but you see we get a lot of oil over here. So I'm going to wipe that away. Starts collecting in there, making a big mess. So this is all coming out of the cases. So that's not uncommon. So let's heat up some more. Probably up hot enough I could weld it with this temperature, but I'll get it hotter. When it comes to welding cases that are broken like this, you've got to have them really hot or really cold. That in between doesn't work too good. It's too much heating and contracting when after you weld. Okay, it's starting to smoke. I'm going to get some heat coming off on it. If you want to see. Crack opened up finally.